Yes, good morning all the centers, all the students, good morning, how are you? Yes, Shillong, Itanagar, Tamilong, Senapati, Chuachampur, how are you all, everybody? Hi, good morning. How is the cold over there? Yes, it's fine, cold is good? Okay, nice. Okay, how much degree Celsius temperature you having over there at each centers? Oh, it's sunny over there? Okay. Nice. So you should enjoy all the weathers. So how was the test on Saturday? Coming to point directly. How was it? There were many doubts I found out. Almost every question was a doubt. Some 3, 2, 1 like that. Yes. Yes, Shillong Center. What are you typing? So I decided to discuss whole of the paper now, so that we can, yes, big clap for everybody. Okay, fine, just let me open. Okay, very good. You did not prepare for zoology test? Clap from my side also. Very good, Shillong. Why? The reason being? Why? Why you did not prepare for any of the chapters from zoology? It was well ahead announced, I guess, wasn't it? And I finished that chapter long back. I finished it long back, I remember. That is from 11th standard only, and we are supposedly running like towards the end of 12th standard now. You have to justify. This won't work. Yes, children. You have to. Okay, fine. So no issues. Let us discuss the whole of the paper, so that you do not have problems ahead in future. We will discuss whole of the paper now. Let's see. Please, everybody, be attentive. I found out many questions were in doubt almost. Few questions were having 0. Nobody was having a doubt. So I decided to go with the whole of the paper, and then I will continue with my chapter, Human Health and Diseases. I guess supposedly we will be running with the last class of it today. If not, a small part will be taken up tomorrow also. Yes, okay. So shall I start? Which centers are online? Yes, Itanagar, good morning. Okay, Shillong and Itanagar. Okay, fine. So we'll start up with the first question. You can look on the screen for the questions, and you can mark it on your question paper as well. Write the detailed things if required on your textbook, text copy. Okay. So we'll start with the first question. The first question tells you have to read all the statements from P to T and select the option correctly. So you have to find out the option that correctly fills every blank. So let's say the male frog has a special organ, fine, on the throat called as, what's the organ on the throat called? Always vocal sac. So all the options they are telling vocal sac. Next, part of ear serves to receive, obviously it needs to be tympanic membrane. Without any doubt, the B option is correct. See, the frogs, they don't have pinna, they don't have any different kind of structures, they just have 2 holes called as tympanum, and the tympanum gives rise to the tympanic membrane. So as easy as that. I guess after reading the second option only, you can find out the correct option to be what? It is, the correct option is second, B. Any doubt? Any doubt, children? So the B option is said to be the correct option for this question. Let me just highlight this option. The B option is correct for this. Okay, so if you want to discover ahead, you can just go ahead with the dermis of the frog contains, obviously the dermis of the frog contains which kinds of glands? Obviously mucus glands, because sweat glands are not present in frogs. Why they will sweat? because they are living in water. It's an amphibia. Then we have is tongue of frog is, obviously it is bilobed. And which kind of respiration takes place in frogs? There are like different kinds of respiration, but on land if they are asking, they are obviously talking about lungs, that is pulmonary respiration. So frogs, they undertake pulmonary respiration on land. Yes, so are we clear with this? Everybody? I guess we are. Yes, Itanagar, Shillong, I am moving to next question. 4 statements are given, again with relation to frog. And what is the question? Basically, they are trying to ask you 2 correct statements, any statements which are 2 correct. So what we have, let's see. First statement, ovary is situated near kidney and there is no functional connection with kidneys. Exactly. There is a functional connection with kidneys, but in case of male frog only. If you talk about female frogs, that connection is called as Bidder's canal. But if you talk about female frogs, they don't have any connection with their kidneys. And this is the same thing we are having in humans as well. We don't have any connection with urinary bladder, but in case of male humans, there is a connection with the urinary bladder as well. So this is correct. This statement seems to be correct. First one. Let's move ahead. See, many times what you have to do is that you have to reject the wrong answers. So if you know that first statement is correct, so you have to find out which of the options they have first. This is B has first and D has first. So it has to be either B or D for the correct answer. Next option statement. Vasa efferentia enters the kidney on their sides and opens into Bidder's canal. No, it's not vasa efferentia, but it is vas deferens. The same thing that happens in humans as well. So this is second statement is wrong. 12 pairs of cranial nerves? No. A frog has only 10 pairs of cranial nerves. So 2 and 3 are incorrect. Let's see. It seems so. Obviously RBC are enucleated. Yes. The frog RBC does not have any nucleus. I have taught you this many times that nucleus is only present in the RBC of mammals. I'm sorry, is not present in RBC of mammals. So a frog RBC is with nucleus and it contains what? It contains red color pigment named as hemoglobin. Very much correct. So this makes the 4th option, I guess, correct. Okay, moving ahead. Fill the blanks with 4 statements, 1 to 4, by selecting the correct option. So vascular system of frog is well developed. Yes, but it is closed. This needs to be closed. So it has to be either B or D. Then moving ahead, blood vascular system involves heart, blood vessels, blood. Heart has 3 chambers, 2 auricles, 1 ventricle, and covered by a membrane called as number 2. Yes, what is the particular membrane of the heart called? It's called as pericardium. And third, triangular structure, it's called as sinus venosus, that joins the right auricle. So this makes the 4th option to be correct. Fine. Let's move ahead. Given figure. Yes, Tamilong, good morning. We are discussing the last paper conducted on Saturday. We have discussed 3 questions. 4th question. What is this part? This is labium. Okay. And what is next? B is maxilla. It happens to be the upper jaw. Then you have is C is labrum, lower jaw, and you have is D is mandible, lower lip, sorry, C is lower lip and D is lower jaw, called as mandible. So this structure you have in your NCERT textbook. I have told you always that go with the diagrams very seriously that are given in your NCERT, isn't it? Fine. Fatima. The red colored round body is 4th, 5th, 6th segment above the alimentary canal, and they are believed to be red color pigments. What are they used in? Obviously, if it is red color pigment, it has to do something with the RBC or WBC production, isn't it? So this is basically, they are involved in leukocyte production, and they are basically what they are called as blood glands. You can just mention them. They are called as, I'll just try to insert a text over here. You can copy on your notebook. Just copy on your notebook. These are called as blood glands. Is it visible on your text on the screen? They are called as blood glands. These particular red color pigments present on 4th, 5th, 6th segments are called as blood glands. Fine. We can move ahead. Everybody. Yes, Shillong. Good. Okay. So moving ahead to question number 6, what we have is, read the following statement and select the incorrect option. Okay, an incorrect one. Let's see. Blood cells secrete what? Fiber structure protein called as collagen, or no? Blood cells don't secrete this thing. These are particular structure which are secreted by fibroblast cells, isn't it? So blood cells don't secrete collagen or elastin. So this seems to be incorrect. The first statement itself is incorrect. Then we have is next, neuroglial cells protect and support the nephrons. No, they protect and support the neurons. You can just cross check the answers, keep on writing it. You can just write down over here. You can just insert, this is neurons. So blood cells, they are not supporting, neuroglial cells, they are supporting neurons, not nephrons. And they are not secreted by blood cells, but they are secreted by what? Blood cells are not secreting them, but they are secreted by connective tissues. Okay. So connective tissues, they secrete fibers. So both these statements are incorrect. Let's see for the next question. Osteocytes are present in the spaces called lacunae. This is correct. Straightened muscle fibers are bundled together in parallel fashion. This is also correct. Biceps are involuntary. No, biceps are these muscles on your arms. So they are not involuntary. They are very much voluntary. They are attached to the skeletal system. They are striped and they function under our will, isn't it? So this makes this statement also incorrect. So I guess this answer should be perfect. Yes, 1, 2, 4, 5. It's perfectly incorrect, all these things. So we will highlight this option. So you have 6 number question, D option is correct, having all the incorrect options. So in exam, be very sure when you are reading out the question, make sure it is asking correct or incorrect. Many times not correct, incorrect, they actually trap people. So we will start with the first. Vermicomposting. So vermicomposting is a particular process where we use the earthworms to turn our manure, isn't it? Turn the particular compost into manure, vermicomposting. So let's see what is it. Yes, over here we have earthworm. Now what we will do is that we will find out A3, how many options contain A and 3, this particular thing. That is the best way to reject the answers. So we have 3 options having A and 3 match, that is A, C and D. Okay, let's move ahead. Pharyngeal nephridia Yes, pharyngeal nephridia is present in which of the animals? If this kind of thing is being asked, remember the nephridia in the region of the pharynx, isn't it? The nephridia in the region of the pharynx is called as pharyngeal nephridia, and they are all enteronephric and they are present in earthworms. So this makes the fifth option for B. C, integumentary nephridia, and this is ectonephric. Cockroach, yes, cockroach has Malpighian tubules, and amplexus, this is present in frog. So this makes the first option to be correct. Just have this option to be correct. Just keep on matching. Let me know if you have any questions. Yes, do you have any questions? Shillong, Tamilong, Itanagar? Any doubts? Things are clear? Okay, next match the following. So paper was complex, I guess, because you have lots of things to think about over here. First question is simple columnar. Where is this particular thing found? Yes, obviously simple columnar is found in inner lining of stomach and intestine. Cardiac muscles, as easy as that. Only one option is over here, wall of heart epithelium. So question number 8 seems to be quite easy, because we have only two options with B1, over here and over here. Fine. C, adipose tissue below the skin. Yes, we know adipose tissue makes us look fat. So whatever fat we are actually accumulating, that is courtesy the adipose tissue. The extra fat in your body is stored in adipose tissue. So you have these particular tissues very, very rich in abdomen, buttocks, thigh and breast. So this is your third option, clearly is matching with fourth. So obviously this is going to be the right answer. Hyaline cartilage, yes, we know hyaline cartilage is present in bone joints. So in between two bones, if you just take into account these two bones, they have a covering over there so that they don't go under friction. So this is basically made up of hyaline cartilage. So this clearly makes your fourth option to be 101% correct. Just highlight this option. Yes. Do we have any doubts? Things are clear, everybody? Yes. Shillong is busy in chit chat. Huh? You have too many things to talk when you meet after Sunday. Is it? Yes, very good. Many things to talk about when we meet after a 1 day break. It was 1 day long, ma'am. We are meeting after 1 day. We have so many things to discuss. Ah, Nafi, how was the test? Nafi? Yes. Nabam Looney, did you give your test? Tamilong, Itanagar. Nabam and Looney, did you give your test on Saturday? Yes. Fine. Very good. Okay, how was it? Nabam? How was it? Okay, moving ahead. So we have 9th question. Columnar epithelium is composed of. What is columnar epithelium is composed of? What kind of cells do you have? Obviously they have tall cells. Where is the first two options of C? Okay, they are not mentioned. Okay, fine. So let's talk about third option directly. Collagen fibers provide what? They provide strength And second is nucleus. Yes, look at the base. Then seventh is tendon attach. No, tendons always attach muscle to it's always bone to bone attachment is always, remember I told you BULB. So bone to bone attachment is always via ligament. So tendon attaches muscle to bone, isn't it? So this seventh is wrong. This bones to bone is wrong. This is wrong. Then we have next we have to see fourth. Did we see? Yes, elastin fibers provide elasticity. Yes, flexibility and elasticity to the tissue. This is correct. Let's talk about fifth. Adipose tissue is a connective tissue. Let's see what is the correct option. Connective. Do we have any connective tissue over in there in option, or loose type of connective tissue? Either of them will go. Yes, we do have over here loose type of connective tissue. And then we have is type of connective tissue mainly beneath the skin. Yes, tendons attach and ligaments attach bone to bone. I guess this answer seems to be the perfect for the options given, so we will mark this answer out. In case of doubt, just let me know. This should be the correct option. Next, we have 10th question. Question number 10 tells what we have to do in 10th. Read the following statement, correct, select the correct ones. Okay, fine, no issues. So select the correct ones. This is correct. First option, first statement. Then non-keratinized epithelium is impermeable to water. This is incorrect. When you need permeability, when you need waterproofing, you always need is keratinized epithelium, not non-keratinized. So our skin, which is basically waterproof, this is made up of non-keratinized epithelium. So this is, sorry, keratinized epithelium. So this is incorrect. Yellow elastic fibrocartilage makes cartilage flexible. Yes, first and three are correct. Areolar shock absorbing, no, they are not. So we will have these two options to be the correct ones. So these are two correct options from this question, 1 and 3. So to identify the following simple epithelial tissues and select the correct option. Let's see. This is, what kind of epithelium is this? This is obviously squamous. This is cuboidal, this is columnar. Squamous, cuboidal, columnar. Yes, the option is correct. Do you have any doubts, Shillong, up till now? Any problem? Anybody? There are very few children over here. What happened? What happened? Where are the rest of the people? Where are others? Bunking classes. So tell me what is 12th answer. This is easy question. You tell me. Not correct regarding country. You tell me what is the correct option. Which statement is incorrect? You people tell me. Tamilong, Shillong, Itanagar. 12th answer you are going to tell me. Oh, went for Christmas. So nice. So now only you are having Christmas break. You started Christmas break now only. It's nice. So I should also, I guess, go on Christmas. And then be back by Holi, after Holi. Okay, you are asking me Okay, you are telling me that D is not correct. Okay, let's see. 12th, D is not correct. Okay, you are telling me D, 3 and 5, fifth option are incorrect. Let's see. So, the third option tells they include such diverse tissues such as bone, cartilage, tendon and adipose. But this is correct, Arne, isn't it? This is correct. When you talk about connective tissues, you are talking about these things only which are connecting two things. And their best examples are, this is, did you notice this small knot over here? Did you notice this? Did you notice this? A small knot. They're asking you not the ones which are correct. This laptop has some issue. Did you notice this, Arne? Wish to change your answer. These are the particular things which you have to keep a note when you are appearing in your NEET exams. Okay, so these are small things which actually make you lose marks and gain marks, both the things. So obviously, what are they? They are diverse and they are examples. Bones, cartilage, tendon, adipose, they are examples of connective tissue. They are very much loose, specialized. We have talked about all of them, isn't it? So this is clearly a correct option. This is clearly, third is basically a correct thing. Let's see. Connective tissues are basically most abundant and widely distributed in the body of complex animals. Okay. Let's see all the options. They connect and support other. This is correct. This is such diverse tissues such as bones, cartilage, tendon and adipose tissues. Fine. Then we have is they form the internal and external lining of many organs. No, this is epithelium. See over here. This fourth option, they are talking about epithelial tissue. Let's try and insert a text over here. This is the property of epithelial tissue. Okay, children. This is epithelial tissue. So this clearly makes, yes, this clearly makes this option to be correct. It was an easy question, but you have to keep in your mind, you're only talking about this knot, this small knot. This actually changes the whole concept of the thing. 13th question. Can you answer this? Since you have done this question, you must have just rectified also the answers. Can you answer this question? Are correct. Which of the following things about the cell junctions are correct? Yes, anybody? Tamilnad, Itanagar, Shillong. Answer this question, please. Yes, Looney, where are you? Not answering anything after good morning. Yes, very good. Keep it up, Shillong. Very nice. This is are correct. All these statements given over here are correct. Very good. So one of you can keep sitting on the keyboard. Since we are talking about things, we can discuss this on your behalf also. 14th question. Let's see. Blood vessel in phaetima have. Walls are. What kind of walls does it have? See, the blood vessels are basically present in phaetima posthuma. So it was an annelid. The only invertebrate to have closed blood vessel is phaetima. So this actually gives the blood vessels are nothing but they are dorsal walls. The walls they are present are dorsal. Exactly. Very good. 15th question. What kind of yes, talk about this question. The body wall of the earthworm. What do they have? Outside to inside. So obviously cuticle is going to be the first thing. See, cuticle is always non-cellular. It is made up of hard substance which protects the earthworm's moist body inside. So it has to be either A or C. Let's see. Non-cellular cuticle, epidermis, then we have a circular muscle, then longitudinal muscle, yes, and finally we have coelom. So coelomic epithelium is last. Should be last. First option is correct. Talk about 16th. Help in grinding soil particles. What does help in grinding soil particles? This is pharynx, first part, A. Then we have is B is clearly esophagus, C is gizzard, your D is stomach. So obviously the thing which helps in grinding is C, this option. C helps in grinding, so this clearly makes the third option to be correct. Let's see next question. Yes, primary function of ectonephridia of the pharetima, what is it? Anybody? Obviously it has to be what? If it is nephridia, we have learned this thing in excretion also, that whenever an organism needs to excrete, it needs excretory nitrogenous waste, it needs a excretory organ. So in case of pharetima, the excretory organ happens to be what? It happens to be ectonephritic nephridia. Question number 18th. Correct statement. Male cockroach. Yes, they do have this thing. This is correct. Cockroach is uricotelic. Yes, because they need to conserve water. This is an insect. So insects all they are uricotelic. And fat body uricose glands are glandular. No, they are not glandular in function basically. So we don't talk about, will not talk about this option. Blood from sinuses, yes, this is the correct option. Yes, think about 19th question in the meantime. I'm just trying to highlight this. Is the correct answer. 19th. Transparent tissue. Yes, easy one. Shillong, Tamenlong. Transparent tissue is what? Hyaline cartilage. Very easy question. Types of epithelia. What do we have? Inner surface of fallopian. Yes, these particular parts they are known to have cilia because they want what? They want to move substances. So they do have ciliated epithelium. Very good. 21. Any idea about 21 question number? Again easy. Odd one in each of the following. Tell me. Very easy question. Is the odd one out? 21 question number. Yes, Erne. Nabam, Looney, tell me. Feeling so lazy, huh? It's so cold over there and ma'am is always asking me to get up. Yes, don't ask, it's correct. Why you are not sure about it? It's very much correct. See, neuron over there had nothing to do because it's a tissue which is neural tissue. Rest of all they are either connective. No, they are all connective, not either connective. They are all connective. These two are connective. Tendon is also connective. So obviously neuron is the odd one out. Then if we talk about these glands, I can see all the glands are exocrine except thyroid, and same thing follows with adrenal too. So adrenal is odd one out over here because it is endocrine and rest all are exocrine in function. Fine. 22 question number, very good. 22 number question. Fatima and its close relatives derive nourishment from. Tell me. Obviously, this is very easy. No. Why? Haven't you heard about farmer's friend? Fatima is earthworm. So earthworm, what they do? They are not parasites. They actually work on the soil. They work on the organic content already present on soil and carry out its humification. That is why they are called as farmer's friend. They make the soil porous. 23rd question. Yes. Gizzard never absorbs digested food. It in fact helps in the crushing of the food. Setae helps in locomotion, and tiflozole is just like your intestine, so it helps in absorption. So this is correctly matched. Clitellum, which secretes cocoon, and in that cocoon it lays its eggs. Since we know it's a bisexual animal, yes, exactly. Fine, very good. Okay, time along. Very good, keep it up. Next, 24th question number. Good, you're doing good. Tell me this. This was a difficult paper, I can see. No doubt, this was difficult. This chapter itself is a bit difficult, I agree with you people. But yes, you have to do questions from this chapter. If they come in exam, you don't have an excuse. Neither do I have. Yes, 24th question number. Hepatic CK, tiflozole, grinding. Again, grinding, they are talking about tiflozole. No, it's incorrect. Tiflozole is just like your small intestine. It helps in absorption. Septal and pharyngeal nephridia, no, they are not exonephric. They are ectonephric in fact. Hepatic CK, this is correct. Gizzard, again gizzard is incorrect. So they are actually matching the tiflozole things into gizzard. They are putting this should be the property of tiflozole. This is a property of tiflozole. So this is they are putting under gizzard and they are cross matching it. Gizzard function is over here. So just you can make a note of this thing. 25th question number. Any answers? Any answers, children? Question number 25th. Any idea which of the following is correct for the common cockroach? Yes. So there are lots of questions. Malpighian tubules. No, they are not colon from the colon, but they are in fact present on the junction of the midgut and hindgut. Yes, very good, Shillong. Oxygen is transported in hemoglobin. No, they don't have hemoglobin itself. That is why their blood is white in color. Nitrogenous waste product is uric acid. This is an easy question. This is an easy, very easy question. So we do have this thing. The food is ground by mandibles and gizzard. Yes. 26th question number. So what are we having for 26th? How many times? So I have told you this answer, isn't it? So to turn into an adult, they have to undergo 13 mouldings. Yes, very good. 27, seems that you have done your paper very nicely. 27, what is the answer? So first is, yes, this is false. Second seems to be true. Yes, it is true. Third is again false. 10 ovarian tubules is too much actually. And fourth, cockroach, the nymph grows by molting. This is true. Yes. So this gives an answer. This one. Yes. Very good, Shillong. Next question, 28. Yes. What do you think about this question? So if you puncture the floor of its buccal cavity, so I have told you when I was teaching you frog, so they respire by different means, and one of the means is buccopharyngeal respiration. But still, if you puncture it, yes, if you puncture it, they have lungs to carry out the respiration process. So the correct option is B. 28th, B. 29th, the skin of frog does not contain, obviously they don't contain, without any doubt you have to mark this answer. Scales. You don't have scales, because scales are present in those animals which are living on land, and reptiles are the best examples. 30th, correct. Yes, what is correct? You tell me what is correct. You tell me, children, what is correct? Yes, Shillong, Tamilong, Itanagar. What do you think? Yes. No, Tamilong, your first option is correct, your second is correct, this is correct, bilkul. You are absolutely right. Very nice. Okay, very good. Keep it up. Art form nephridia is similar to function. See over here what is the excretory organ, because nephridia are the excretory organ in earthworm. So which one of these are actually excretory organs? If you go and go ahead and see, it's only phlegm cells. Which part of the cutting kind of muscle tissue that moves it? Biceps, no. No, abdominal wall is not voluntary in function, but yes, iris is, and this should be straighted, not unstraighted. If this would have been the correct option, if it was a straighted. So if you put a straighted and involuntary, it's your heart muscle, that is cardiac muscle. Otherwise, your third option is the most appropriate option. Wrongly matched pair, yes, anybody for this question? Wrongly matched pair? This thing. It's a specialized tissue. 34. This is an easy question. This is very easy. These questions should not be in the paper itself. But yes, it is a mixture kind of thing, so you have to do everything. 35th. Yes, this is basically not present in Periplaneta americana, not present. So exoskeleton, yes, it is present. Metamerically segmented, yes. Schizocilome as biocavity, yes, they do have, but they do not have indeterminate cleavage. Indeterminate cleavage is present in higher animals like us. We have indeterminate cleavage. They have determinate cleavage. Determinate means if a particular cell is removed from their body, they will not have that particular organ, because every cell has a typical organ formation, differentiation, signaling mechanism. So if you remove a particular cell from the body, they will lack that property, and in that case what is going to happen? In that case the animal is not going to have that particular organ itself, that is indeterminate cleavage. But in our case we do have that thing. But in case of these animals, if you remove a particular part, they will not have that organ, indeterminate cleavage. Identify the incorrect statement. Over here, you have to identify the incorrect statement. Over here, yes, everything seems to be correct, but yes, this thing, 10 cranial nerves, they don't have 10 cranial nerves, they have 10 pairs of cranial nerves, yes, okay, so they do have 10 pairs, so you have to be very, very vigilant about the things they are mentioning. They do have 10 pairs of cranial nerves, not 5 pairs. If they would have 5, they will have 10, 5 pairs equals to 10. But it is 10 cranial nerves, only 5 pairs. So this is incorrect. They have 10 pairs of cranial nerves. Question number 37, you have to match the column. Hyaline cartilage, this thing. Okay. Then you have fibrous cartilage in pubic symphysis. You have elastic cartilage in eustachian tube and epiglottis. And this is present in pectoral girdle of frog. 37, the B option is correct. 38, false statement. First is correct, second is also correct. Oh, the nervous signal then never travels through cytosol, it always travels through the plasma membrane, the covering of the membrane or the neuron, it travels through that thing, not through cytosol. So this is incorrect. Yes, very good, Shillong. This is incorrect, clearly. Fine, very good. Next question, you have to find correct about excretion of frog. Sorry, in earthworm. You put ureotelic, yes, it is correct. Second is also correct. In intragumentary, yes, this is also correct. All nephridia obviously are different in structure but similar in their different in function. You can say in their, sorry, not function, then position, but they are similar in structure and functioning. Nephridia regulates the volume and composition of body fluid, yes, because it's an osmoregulatory organ. So this makes your fourth option to be correct. Bidder's canal, where are they found? Yes. So I told you in the starting only, this question has already come in exam, and Bidder's canal are found in the kidney of the frog, and they are the opening into the ureter which helps in excretion as well as transport of the meats. So this makes this option to be correct. So yes, how was your paper then? Now tell me, how was your paper? How was it? Yes, very good. Done nice. I guess you have done very nicely. You can see 39 and 40 questions correct. Medium. Okay, no issues. Since this was your first attempt for this chapter, so don't worry much about it. So now what you have to do is that in the second chance, whenever you are being asked these same questions again and again, isn't it? Whenever this question is coming to you again next time, you should be confident about this paper. That's what is required from you people now. But if the questions are coming now from this chapter, it should be easily handled. Is it? Okay, fine. So what is the next test you are having? Are you having from zoology? Okay, let's see what is the next test. Biomolecules, I guess, will be your next test. E from zoology. I am not sure which paper is it, zoology or botany, but if it is from zoology, it would be biomolecules. Fine. So we'll move ahead with the chapter, or we guess we should take a small break first. You don't get tired, Nafi. You don't get tired, huh? What's a thumbs up for? Class or break? These girls, they don't get tired on the first two benches. So much of energy, full of energy. Talking since the starting of the class. It's 1 hour and they are continuously having chit chat. Okay, fine. So we'll have a small 5 minutes break and then start with our chapter Human Health and Disease. The topic would be AIDS. We'll start with AIDS. AIDS, cancer, and then drugs. Okay. Take a break, please. 5 minutes only. Yes, children, can we resume? Everybody is back from break. Let's start up. Yes, okay, fine. Very good. So, we will start with the topic we were talking about in the last class. What we were talking about in the last class, what was it? What was, yes, what were we talking about in the last class? No idea? Yes. So, we will start up from the next topic. AIDS. The full form happens to be acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, AIDS is what? Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So, this is a particular disease. One sec, let me just. So, AIDS is a particular disease we have discussed in reproductive health also, isn't it? So, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, the name itself tells many things about it. Acquired means it has been acquired, so it cannot be generated within a body of an organism itself. It has to be acquired from somewhere outside. Immunodeficiency syndrome means, immunodeficiency means something which is actually compromising the immune system, which is decreasing the role of the immune system in our body. Syndrome is a total complex of many diseases. So, when you talk about one symptom, two symptom, it's not one or two symptom only. We'll talk about in AIDS, but there are a particular group of symptoms that happen to form a syndrome. So, syndrome is basically what? Syndrome means a group of symptoms. Immunodeficiency means the immune system is having a low effectiveness in its work. So, this is a particular thing which is acquired during lifetime of an organism. Acquired during lifetime of organism. So, immune system is working the decreased efficiency. So, if we talk about AIDS, what kind of disease is it? Yes, we all know it's caused by a virus. It's a viral disease, and the virus causing AIDS is called as HIV. The full form happens to be human immunovirus. So, human immunovirus causes this disease called as AIDS. HIV is the particular short form, HIV virus. So, this is from the group of viruses called as retrovirus. So, retrovirus we all know, Vinith sir must have taught you. The RNA viruses, those who have their genetic material as RNA, they are said to be retrovirus. So, we all know what's a retrovirus. A retrovirus carries a particular enzyme. It's called as reverse transcriptase. So, what is reverse transcriptase? You must have heard about central dogma in biology. So, what is central dogma in biology telling you? That there is always a process where you have DNA to RNA, and then we have is from the RNA to protein. isn't it? This is what is central dogma in biology. But these viruses, the retroviruses, have an exception to it in a way that their RNA first forms DNA, and from again the DNA they form a new RNA. So this is courtesy this particular enzyme called as reverse transcriptase. So this enzyme, what does they do is that they convert the RNA of the virus into DNA, and this DNA integrates with the host genome, and after integrating with the host genome, they keep on targeting the cell. They take over the machinery of the cell. It's similar to case of hijacking, where somebody if hijacks a particular place, suppose somebody's home, they keep the residents of the home away and is my writing legible with this marker? Yes, is my writing legible with this marker, this pen setting? Just let me know in case it is not legible or clear. So they take over the machinery of the cell, and lighter one is better. Okay, I will do both the lighter one. And what they do is that take over the machinery of the cell and start producing their own, since the genetic material is RNA, so they are going to form their own RNA. If it would have been DNA, they would form their own DNA. And what? Obviously protein code, because sir must have told you that virus protein, the protein code of the virus is made up of, so the code of the virus is made up of protein. So what they are finally up to? They are finally up to taking the machinery of the cell. So finally they take over it, hijack it somehow, and what they do with it is they start to produce own cells. So this is what is the virus is doing to our body. This is clear to one and all, everybody? Are we clear? So where was this AIDS first of all discovered? This AIDS was first discovered in USA, like many of the diseases. It was also discovered in USA and long back in 1981. It's 100% fatal. The chances we have is we can elongate the life of the patient, but yes, it's not 100% surety we can treat it. AIDS, not HIV. HIV is curable then how somehow, but AIDS is not curable. Yes, but tell me what is the difference between HIV positive and having AIDS? Is there any difference? Like if we talk about a person, have you copied this? Everybody? Tamilong, Itanagar, Shillong, did you copy this? Okay, very good. So what's the difference between being HIV positive and having AIDS? Suppose you talk about somebody who is having HIV positive and somebody who is having AIDS. Is there any difference between them? Is there? No difference. See, the incubation period of this whole disease, if you talk about, is very long. What is the incubation period? That is, the infection has occurred and till it's formed to be full blown. Full blown means having all the symptoms. It's called as incubation period. So the incubation period for this particular disease happens to be like up to 10 years, can be up to 10 years. So we can have patients who remain unnoticed for 10 years that they are having HIV virus in their body. So HIV positive is what? The infection has started, or we can say the infection is very, very limited. Or just started. But what is AIDS? AIDS is basically a full blown condition. So we can treat HIV positive patients by giving antiretroviral drugs. We can treat it, but yes, complete cure is not available. We have learned this thing in human health and reproductive health chapter. There we had genital herpes, HIV and hepatitis B. These all viral diseases are not completely curable. There is a line given in your NCERT. Why not completely curable? Because they are viral diseases. So AIDS is a full-blown condition, isn't it? You talk about AIDS, we have a full-blown condition, and this is because of what? This is because of decrease in T cell as well as macrophage numbers. So the basic understanding what we can have over here is that AIDS, they are going to target AIDS virus or HIV virus, they target the T cells. So if a person has low number of T cells, what is going to be the thing? They obviously will have decreased immunity. So this is the reason for decrease in immunity. So an AIDS patient never dies of AIDS, but he or she dies of other diseases which actually seem to be harmless for normal people like us. Are we clear? Can we move ahead? Yes, Tamilong, Shillong, Itanagar, clear up to this? Copied? Just give me a thumbs up if things are clear. Not copied yet. Please copy. Yes, Itanagar, back after a long time. Network connection was having problems. Okay, copy it. I'm moving to the cycle. So this is a retrovirus. And this retrovirus is going to infect the host cell. Only the protein is going, only the RNA is going to enter. This is what is viral RNA, and this is protein coat. So protein coat remains outside and only RNA enters inside the animal cell. So animal cell, if we talk about this animal cell, this has to be a T cell or it has to be a macrophage. They are going to attack this animal cell. Only viral protein enters, RNA enters, and this RNA makes its copy. Now this is going to turn into a DNA. We'll mark the DNA with blue. Converts itself into DNA. We know why, how, because it has the enzyme called as reverse transcriptase. So this enzyme reverse transcriptase helps it to convert into viral DNA. Just write vDNA. This was vRNA. Okay. Yes, coming along this thing. Done. Now this viral DNA, we look into its next process step. This is the nucleus. And this nucleus has the genome of the host cell, the genetic material. So what this is going to do, this is going to enter inside this nucleus. This incorporates in the genome of the host DNA. Suppose we are having over here the viral DNA, this is the vDNA, and this is the host DNA in the nucleus. So it is going to incorporate, and now it will take over the machinery of the host cell, and it starts to produce its own protein. Was in black, isn't it? We'll have a black code for protein. It will start to produce its own protein coat, start to produce its own RNA, package it, and after packaging it is going to move outside and attack many new cells. So every time they are moving out, this is only 3 I have drawn, but obviously there will be more than 3, and this is going to attack new cells. So in this way, this virus is going to affect gradually whole of the T cell system. Attacks new host cell. So in this way, this is going to actually work on new points where they are going to attack new cells and form their own structures. So you will make a note over here that I have not killed the host cell till now. The host cell is intact. The virus has somehow moved out by exocytosis. So it's not necessary that they are going to kill the host cell every time. But yes, there will be a time period after which the host cell is going to get killed because of some or other mechanism. Not necessarily after every viral infection they are going to kill, because it's a machinery. They are using it. So this macrophage or this host cell acts like a virus factory. And keeps on producing new virus particles which are going to infect new and new cells always. So is mosquito bite can be responsible for AIDS? Yes, tell me. We are all educated over here. Copied this? Copied? We'll talk about transmission. Yes, tell me. Is mosquito bite can be responsible for this? Transmission. So the first transmission mechanism happens to be the sexual route. We have discussed this thing in reproductive health also. This is because of multiple partners. Multiple, or I'm going to say, yes, and this is also sometimes because of artificial insemination. If it is not properly checked before inseminating. Second route happens to be the blood contact. So blood route is obviously called as parenteral route. Obviously the unscreened blood. The blood is not screened properly and transfused to the required people, they are known to cause AIDS. Transplacental route, obviously the virus can cross the placenta and disease can happen from mother to baby or the fetus. Through placenta. So these are the three most possible routes. Yes, I asked you a question before this. Can AIDS be spread by mosquito bite? Can it? Tell me yes or no. What is taking so long? Yes, Tamilong, Itanagar, Shillong. Let's clear some myths about AIDS. Yes, can it? Everybody seems to be so busy in writing, huh? No, it cannot. So we have to be sure about it. It is never spread through touch, physical contact, hugging, kissing, sharing meals, shaking hands, mosquito bites, coughing, sneezing, and obviously taking care of AIDS patient. So through these routes, AIDS can never spread. It's only misconception if somebody is telling you this thing. Fine? And one more thing, in drug abusers, the cases of AIDS are very, very high. Why? Because they are using the same needle, same syringe, getting injections, drug injections. So because of that thing, and what kind of drug? Intravenous. So we have many drugs which can be fumed also, which can be ingested also, eaten, that is eaten also. But we are talking about interested in intravenous drug abusers, the injections. The intravenous drug abusers, they have very high chances, which is basically because of sharing of needles. Fine? Just let me know when you're done with copying. Please let me know when you are done with copying, everybody. Done. So how can you diagnose it? I guess chat is not working or what? Diagnosis is by ELISA. The full form of ELISA is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. Other than that, confirmatory test is by Western blotting. What is Western blotting doing? This actually detects the antibodies in the serum of the patient. So, suppose XYZ person has AIDS. So, it can detect antibodies, because if you have a disease, you will have antibodies also against it. So, what is over here? What people do is that they detect the antibodies on the basis of this thing. So, diagnosis is basically by Western blotting and ELISA. ELISA stands for enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, and Western blot detects the antibodies in the serum of the patients. Fine. So, we have two tests for this. So, when is AIDS Day? When do we celebrate World AIDS Day? What is NACO? What is NACO? NACO is National AIDS Control Organization. This is NACO. National AIDS Control Organization. World AIDS Day happens to be on 1st of December every year. Do you have any doubts from this topic? If you have, you can please ask me. Tamilnad, Shillong, Itanagar, children, everybody. If in case of any doubt, any kind of thing that is not clear in your mind, you can ask me promptly. No issues. Don't come in the class with a myth and go back with a myth. Yes. Don't have any misconceptions, any myth about any kind of disease which is actually very, very serious. Yes, Nafi, what is the news you have got? Huh? She's Nafi, isn't it? Yes, ma'am is calling. Just let her know. She's super busy. Super busy. Oh my God. Okay, fine. Full entertainment. Okay, so we'll talk about cancer now. I guess we don't have any doubts from this topic, so I'll move ahead to the next topic, that is cancer. Obviously, what is cancer? Yes, we know it to be one of the most dreaded diseases. Nowadays, we hear so many cases, so many types of cancer that are responsible for taking lives. So, what is cancer? What is the thing basically happening in cancer? This is because of uncontrolled proliferation of the cells. So every cell has a particular lifespan, isn't it? Every cell has a particular number of cycles it has to undergo to give rise to new cells. Suppose for example, its 20 mitotic division is normal for any somatic cell. But if a cell decides that no, I am not going to divide 20 times, but I am going to divide infinitely, what will be the result? The result will be, we will be having a whole mass of cells that keep on dividing and dividing. They have nothing else but only division. So only this kind of cells, when they spread throughout their body of the particular patient, they will lead to a disease called as cancer. So initially it's tumor, and a tumor, when it starts to spread, it turns into cancer. You must have heard about first stage cancer, second stage cancer, third and fourth. Fourth is the last stage where the cells have like dispersed throughout the body and they have started to become new masses, and that is going to lead to death of the particular patient. So this is uncontrolled proliferation. And why is this uncontrolled proliferation? Because of abnormal, and yes, not to forget, excessive mitotic divisions. So abnormal and excessive mitotic divisions, they lead to uncontrolled proliferation of the cell called as cancer. Let's see. So when you study cancer, this is called as oncology. Study of the cancerous cell is said to be oncology. So we have a property called as contact inhibition. This is normal cell show contact inhibition. What is contact inhibition? What is contact inhibition? Anybody? Now you are all sitting on a bench which has a particular sitting capacity, isn't it? There must be like 2 people, 3 people able to sit on a bench comfortably. Now what if no, they don't stop. Yes, they should stop grow. Exactly. Normal cells, they actually stop to grow after coming in contact with other cells. That's called as contact inhibition. Like if you have 3 people sit on a bench, you will only sit 3 people. But what if I ask, no, 8 people are going to sit on that bench? What would happen? You have to sit one on another. In that ways, you will lose your contact inhibition. This is the same case happening in a cancer patient, where the normal cells, they show contact inhibition, but in case of tumor cells, what is contact inhibition? That is very well said by Shillong, very good. So who answered from Shillong this answer? They stop growing after coming in contact with other cell. Who answered this? Very good. Keep it up, Erne. So cells stop to grow when in contact with other cell. This is what is called as contact inhibition. Now, what a tumor cell will have, tumor or say cancer, lose the property of contact inhibition, isn't it? And this results in what? If they lose this thing, this results in rapid growth. Rapid growth of cell number, and once they rapidly grow, what they do is that they form tumor. So what is tumor basically? This tumor initially formed is benign tumor. So benign tumor is basically localized at a position. if it is, we talk about brain tumor, it will be only present in brain. So let's see when this localized tumor becomes spread. So what we have is, over here we will have a tumor. Suppose this is a localized tumor. So so we have many cells over here, the tumor cells. Now there must be a blood vessel nearby passing. Now this tumor will keep on growing and growing. This is what? This is benign tumor, localized. Now once it keeps on growing and growing, what would happen? It will, one day will come, it will blast, rupture, and its cells will be into the blood vessels. So we can have these cells in the blood vessels. So once the rupture happens, the tumor is said to be undergoing metastasis. Metastasis means now the process has spread to, the cells have spread to blood vessels. This is your blood vessel. So once it starts to perform metastasis, this particular blood vessel will now make it reach to new places. So tumor cells reach new sites and form tumors over there too. And now we will call this particular thing, that after metastasis, we will call this tumor to be what? We will call this tumor to be, once the metastasis process has started, we will call this tumor to be malignant tumor. This is, and this was benign tumor. So the whole process must be very much clear. So until and unless you are localized to a position, the cells are localized, we call them to be benign. And once they start to move from one place to another through the blood vessel, that is show metastasis, we call the tumor to be malignant tumor. Yes. Any doubts? Shillong, Itanagar, Tamilnad? Tell me, children. Okay, very good. We'll talk about types of cancer now. I guess this must be clear now. So this is the initial case is tumor. Once it becomes malignant tumor, it is leading to what? It is leading to cancer. So this after metastasis, this leads to cancer. So initially we will not talk about cancer, but once the spread is happening, once the spread has started, we will talk about cancer after that only. So this leads to cancer. Fine. So this metastasis is going to be very, very serious thing. This is very, very actually serious thing, and this is the main concern, that up till this step the tumor can be dissected out from the body, it can be just operated out. But once metastasis has started, it's very difficult for the person to save him. So this metastasis is the most feared property of the cancer. Now we will see the types of cancers. So types of cancer. The first is said to be carcinoma. So what is carcinoma? This is the cancer of epithelial tissue. Isn't it? This is called as carcinoma, the cancer of epithelial tissues. What kind of epithelial tissues? Like skin or the covering of the organs. 85% of the cancer cases, they fall into this category, carcinoma. Okay. okay, brain carcinoma, gastric carcinoma, lung carcinoma, all of these are. Then we have is sarcoma. This is cancer in the tissues of mesodermal origin. The examples you know is bone cancer, muscle cancer, lymph node cancer, so all of them they fall into this category, that is sarcoma. And after this we have is third category, you all have heard about this thing, leukemia. What is leukemia? These are blood cancer cases, all the blood cancer. It falls into category of leukemia. So we have three categories: carcinoma, sarcoma, and leukemia. So if it is epithelial tissue, we call it to be carcinoma. If it is of mesodermal origin like bone, muscle, lymph node, it is said to be sarcoma. And when we talk about leukemia, it is the blood cancer. So we have three types of cancers, well defined. Clear? Very good. So let's see how we can detect cancer. Cancer detection and diagnosis. Let's see what we do in this. So when you talk about cancer detection, what is the first thing that comes in our mind? Obviously we need to first have biopsy of the tissue. Biopsy means cutting a small part of the tissue and going for higher studies. And biopsy, the best thing what we have in biopsy is we'll go for histopath study. See, every cell has a particular shape, but cancer cell, they are all circular, or we can say spherical in shape. So we go for biopsy, and followed by biopsy we go for histopath studies. Histopath means we just go for the tissue study, how the tissue has changed. So just now I have told you they are spherical in shape. Other cells, they have different kinds of shapes, but they have a different kind of shape, like nucleus would be somewhat large. Let's see the characteristics, and there will be more of nuclear content. You know why? Because they are fast dividing. More of nuclear content, that is, they will have more karyoplasmic ratio, and nucleolus will be large, isn't it? You know why? Because mRNA production is by nucleolus, and mitochondria will be no more in number. This is also because the cell has increased requirements of ATP since it is fastly dividing, and ribosomes also increase in number because protein production, the requirements are increasing. So these types of studies are performed by experts after biopsy, and we can also have X-ray We can also perform CT scan. The full form of CT is computerized tomography, and MRI. So we have three more techniques. We have X-ray, CT scan, and MRI. MRI full form is magnetic resonance imaging. So we have these three techniques which further let us know much into the, it gives you a 3D image, organ, and what is MRI doing? Obviously the name itself indicates everything. They are using magnetic field to study the physiological changes. Fine. So we talked about 3, 4, 5 things. Next is what we can do to detect cancer. We can also use PCR. Isn't it? What we will do over here is, since we know the Human Genome Project, the whole Human Genome Project has been accomplished, we know the genes responsible for diseases, everything. So what we can do over here, we can design a sense and antisense primer, or you can say is reverse and forward primer for a particular piece of gene which is thought to be cancerous. So if that particular gene is able to amplify, that means the person has cancer. And if the particular gene is not amplified, that means that gene is not present and the person is not having cancer. So we can use PCR also to detect the cancer. This is what is the use of the and monoclonal antibodies. See, this is basically based on a property that every cell has a particular marker. So cancer cell will also produce a particular kind of antigen or marker on it. And what we need to do is that we need to design, suppose if it is prostate cancer, we know this particular marker is always produced in prostate cancer. So lung cancer will have a different marker. Marker means over here is protein, and prostate cancer will have a different marker. So every cancer differs in their markers, and what we can do is that we can design monoclonal antibodies and we can inject those antibodies in the patient. Obviously, we want to detect it, that if it is present or not. Now, if those antibodies, they go and bind on the particular organ, that means the person is having that particular disease. And if those antibodies are not able to bind, that shows that there is no such marker present in the patient or in the particular suspected patient, and the person is not having cancer. Obviously, we need to mark these antibodies before we are injecting it. So we mark it with some radioisotope, and those radioisotopes can be detected by X-rays. So this is again a very good technique where we can study this whole things on a molecular basis. Let me know if not clear. This is the molecular diagnosis. Now talk about treatment, how to treat this. First thing what we can do to treat is surgery. Obviously, we are going to take out the organ, take out the tissue involved in cancerous growth. Then we can perform radiotherapy. That is also called as radiations. We give the patient, we expose the patient to X-ray radiations which destroy the rapidly dividing cells. So sometimes we perform first surgery and then we perform radiations also. So this is a very common case in breast cancer. And then we have is chemotherapy, isn't it? We give the patient certain types of drugs which are actually targeting the cell cycle of the cancer cells. So we have some special drugs, you can just make a note of them. We have vincristine, you'll find these in biomolecule chapter, vincristine and vinblastine. The anti-cancer drugs and Taxol. So these are anti-cancer drugs. So these drugs, they have many side effects, you must have heard about them. The chemotherapy, they have side effects. What kind of side effects? The person will have anemia and hair loss. So we can treat the cases by various kinds of combinations like radiation and chemotherapy. And one more thing is like more noticeable nowadays, the patients are also given some immune system blasters that boosts the immune system, and it is called as immunotherapy. So what is immunotherapy? We give the patient certain types of interferons. We have just studied this thing, especially alpha interferons, which are actually known to boost the immune system. So we give the patient alpha interferons. So this is how we can deal with cancer. Yes, it is a very dreaded disease, no doubt, but yes, we can deal with cancers, and apart from that, we do have some carcinogens present in nature also. You have some of them in your book, carcinogens. Can we just finish the topic? I will just take 5 minutes extra from your time, from your precious time. Just finish with the carcinogens thing also. Shall I? Yes, certain carcinogens. So what are carcinogens? Carcinogens are cancer causing substances. So we do have many different types of carcinogens, like we talk about radiations to be one of them. Now what kind of radiations? It can be both ionizing and it can be non-ionizing as well. Isn't it? So ionizing, we all know these things, isn't it? We have all studied this in class 12. X-rays and gamma rays, they are the ionizing radiations, and non-ionizing like UV rays, these are very, very carcinogenic in nature, isn't it? You know, in Nagasaki and Hiroshima, when bombarding was done, there were actually 5 times more radiations than comparatively what the nature is normally having. So that has caused irreparable loss. Till now people are suffering from these kinds of deformities. Chemical factors, we all know in case of tobacco smoke, yeah, 3,4 benzoic acid, chewing beetle also causes cancer. And coal combustion can also cause cancer. Artificial sweeteners, flavors, they are also very much carcinogenic. There are some physical factors. I don't know how many of you have heard about kangri. There's a particular small small container in which they carry charcoal, small amount of charcoal, and what they do is that they keep it close in their overcoat. It's called as kangri. It's very common in Kashmir, and that leads to a skin cancer called as kangri cancer, and it's very, very prevalent in Kashmiri people. We have biological factors also responsible, and these biological factors are nothing but oncogenic, viruses, which have viral oncogenes. So these are some carcinogens most commonly found. I will be separately sending you a list also in which you will find out some more carcinogens that are commonly asked in exams, and we are left with only one topic, that is drug and alcohol abuse. Yes, we will try and finish it tomorrow. Had we not done discussion today, we would have completed it, but yes, discussion is also very important. So tomorrow we will complete this, and we will discuss about drugs and alcohol abuse, how drugs is ruining things. Obviously teenagers are the more prone group, your group only. Yes, you have to be very, very cautious about what kind of things you are taking into your system. Complete it tomorrow. Okay, fine. Do you have any doubts from carcinogens, from cancer, from AIDS? Any kind of doubts? No doubts? Just give me a thumbs up, Shillong. You people are so busy. I don't know, I don't have any idea. Is it? I don't have any idea. Is it like that? Okay, Sunny said tomorrow classes. I don't have any information. If in case it would be, we'll just inform you on group once. Today physics class is cancelled. I don't have any idea. I'm really sorry for this. I'll just update you on WhatsApp. Okay? Class hai? Okay, class is there. No, it's not cancelled. Today's class is not cancelled. You have to be here only. Take your lunch and come back for the class. You do have physics class after this. Okay? Clear? Class is there. Okay, fine. Sorry to inform you this. Okay, thank you so much. Please go back home and study. Yes. And don't make tests surprise, because we have completed it long back, 11th standard, and we are not going to finish 12th standard and you are still having surprise tests. Thank you so much. Have your lunch. Take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.